How's this fight end?
No, right flatline on the canvas. Or him taking a knee. I know you better than you know you at this point. I know everything about you, and you know that.
Why would I know? How?
I know everything
no
about you.
Do you?
I truly do.
That sounds like you're in love with me. Are you in love with me?
Ryan Garcia versus Rolly Romero on paper. It's a compelling matchup. But when you peel back the layers, this is more than just a fight. It's a personal war, a collision of egos, and possibly the most emotionally charged bout of Garcia's career. Their final face-off was far from ordinary. Romero did everything he could to get under Garcia's skin, mocking, taunting, invading personal space. But what looked like typical pre-fight trash talk was actually the start of something deeper.
And you actually should be thanking me for the success you've had in your career, because you used me in that sparring match.
Let me ask you a question.
Use those moments. Don't lie. Use those moments.
How many followers did you have at the time we sparred?
What are you talking about?
10K?
I was the most hottest prospect
you had like
in
10K
the sport.
followers.
But ever since I...
And then aside
but
from
when
that,
I rose, what were you...
were
you not bringing that back every time? Hold up, before you talk.
What was supposed to be a comeback for Ryan became something more, a mission. This isn't just a test of skill. It's a test of character, redemption, and raw determination. Garcia is coming off a year-long layoff after his loss to Gervonta "Tank" Davis. It was a devastating moment for the young star, one that left a dent in his image and led to intense scrutiny about his mental toughness and commitment. But now, with Romero standing in front of him, Garcia sees a chance to erase the past. Rolly Romero, on the other hand, has had a rocky path himself.
Ryan, you said on Twitter recently that Rolly is here just to be funny.
Yeah.
That's what got him here, and that's the only reason that he's here. Why do you think that?
He's a great talker, man. He's made me laugh millions of times on the internet. When he goes after Shakur, anybody, honestly. Even when he goes after me, I even laugh. So the dude's a funny guy. He got a career being a comedian after this. But as far as the ring, you know, he's definitely went downhill since he got knocked out. I feel like his chin hasn't recovered, and that's just the honest truth. You know, I don't think Pitbull hit him that hard, but you know, he's not handling punches well.
He was knocked out by Gervonta Davis, struggled to capture the WBA super lightweight title in a controversial win over Ismael Barroso, and then lost it immediately to Isaac Cruz in his first defense. That kind of volatility makes him unpredictable but also dangerous. He swings hard, he's awkward, and most of all, he believes in his power.
Tank Davis said recently that he actually hits harder than you. Do you believe that?
Maybe he does, yeah. He could.
Maybe, no, for sure.
Well, even if he does, bro, it's all about, you know, landing that shot that they don't see. You know, setting him up for a shot that they don't see. So, you know, that's what power is about.
Shots on you that you didn't see.
Again, 8 years ago, he's talking about. But
you're more experienced than me.
Even Gervonta Davis, who has shared the ring with both men, admitted in a recent interview that Romero hits harder than Garcia. When he swings, it feels like there are bricks in his hands, Tank said. That's a chilling statement from one of the sport's pound-for-pound best. But Davis was also quick to add that Romero's chin is questionable and that one clean shot could end his night. And that's where Garcia's signature left hook comes in. It's been called the most lethal weapon in his arsenal, quick, sharp, and deceptive.
It was like 3 or 4 years ago saying you and Ryan would meet at 147 pounds. You kind of predicted this would happen. How do you feel now that it's here?
I mean, I said it was going to be one of the biggest fights in the history of boxing, and definitely in the history of the United States. So, I mean, look at this. I mean, even just looking at the card, like how stacked it is, even with Devin, and I mean, we got 2 4-time world champions inside of on our undercard. So
that punch has put away a long list of opponents, and with over a year of frustration and focus behind it, it may land harder than ever. Experts from Oscar De La Hoya to Timothy Bradley predict that this fight won't go past 5 rounds. De La Hoya specifically said Ryan could dismantle Romero in just 4. But Garcia isn't just swinging wildly into this. This time, he's coming in composed.
It might be your last fight.
With Haney, you look like the only time you ever looked good was when you dropped him. But I mean, man, Haney, man, he's always been there.
And you're in big trouble now because I'm not doing the stuff I was doing when I was doing with Haney. And I beat him. So that just shows you where I'm at.
So you were doing it or you weren't doing it?
What do you mean? I showed everybody on my Instagram I was drinking, I was smoking. What are you talking about? I didn't hide it. People seen it. But now I'm not. You can see right now I'm clean. So I'm even more focused. I'm training every day, so it's gonna be even worse.
Good. I want you to be. Because I don't want anyone to take away any credit or any of that stuff once I stop your ass.
Okay, well, like I said, bro, you're gonna be retiring that night. You're gonna be retiring. I promise. It's gonna be your last fight.
I don't think so.
Yes, you're gonna be retiring, bro. 100%. Believe that. Feel that.
Okay. Whatever you say. We shall see.
Just when you train, it's like it's your last fight. All right? Your last fight, your last hurrah, so you better go out with a bang.
All right. We'll see.
More businessman than influencer. More fighter than brand. He's admitted that the Ryan Garcia we saw on social media, brash, chaotic, more interested in clout than craft, is gone. What's left is a fighter who knows what he wants, to dominate this fight, and then take over the welterweight division. Interestingly, Garcia has his eyes on more than just Romero.
That's what I'm looking forward to beating, Rolando, and then beating Devin, and then I want to fight Teofimo. And then fight, Tank. That's my plan, and it's optimistic. But
in multiple interviews, he's called out big names: Jaron Boots Ennis, Teofimo Lopez, even a potential rematch with Devin Haney. But to get there, Romero must fall. And that's not a guaranteed outcome.
This card has got several big fights on it, including one with Devin and Jose Ramirez, and nobody is making any secret about what the quote plan is moving forward for a rematch to happen between Ryan and Devin sometime in the fall.
I hope he beats Devin again.
But he'd have to beat you first to get there.
No. He can still fight Ryan after me. I mean Devin after me.
Okay.
Ryan can still fight Devin after me. I don't give a That has nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
Well, I think if you beat him, they'd probably do another fight with you guys.
Yeah, down the line, maybe another one. But like I said, that has nothing to do with me. They mad. They could do the same they did again. They could do it 3, 4, 5 times in a row. But I'll be happy as to watch them knock out Devin 4 or 5 times in a row.
You were, in the aftermath of that fight, you were, I think, happy that it happened. What did you think, though, about what Ryan went through in the aftermath with the positive tests?
Romero may lack polish, but he's explosive. He thrives in chaos. Fighters like him, reckless, powerful, confident, can turn the tide in a second. All it takes is for Garcia to drop his hand or mistime his rhythm. That's what makes this dangerous. Romero's not coming to box, he's coming to brawl. Training footage shows Garcia focusing heavily on fundamentals, tightening his guard, sharpening his jab, and staying aware of Romero's wild angles. He only throws bombs, Garcia said. That's all he knows. So I've got to be sharp the whole way through.
Do you think there's a chance he's overlooking you going into this fight?
No, he's working his ass off.
No,
wait. Let me say it like this.
I told him on that tweet.
I want him to be working his ass off. I want him to be the best Ryan he can be because it'll just make the fight even 10 times bigger. And I'm gonna work my ass off, and we're gonna make him.
I know I'm gonna get his best. I know I'm not gonna get his, all his other performances because there's something about me. I know he, it's a big opportunity. I know he's gonna be ready. It's just something about me. He's gonna be training hard, and I gotta be at my best to beat him.
That level of preparation shows a new level of maturity, something we didn't see in the build-up to his fight with Tank Davis. And while Romero doesn't have the cleanest record, his self-belief is unshakable. He genuinely believes Garcia is soft. He's mocked him for his mental health battles, dismissed his skills, and doubled down on predictions that he'll finish him inside the first few rounds. But that confidence might be his biggest weakness. Romero's open style makes him vulnerable. Against Ismael Barroso, even in victory, he got dropped.
You're 2-2 in your last 4 fights. You did win a title in that stretch as well. Do you believe you're still at the top of your game?
No, we don't. Hell no, we don't.
Brian, I'm fighting Ryan, bro. What the motherfucker? Dude, I already know this. I know this. I know you better than you know you at this point. I know everything about you, and you know that. And aside from that,
I don't. I don't know that.
Yeah, you do.
Why would I know? How?
I know.
And against Isaac Cruz, he was systematically broken down. He tends to leave his chin exposed when he lunges forward, and Garcia is exactly the kind of sniper who can exploit that. Teofimo Lopez, who's also fighting on the same card, weighed in. He predicts a late-round stoppage by Garcia. Shakur Stevenson didn't hesitate either. His prediction was even more blunt. Garcia by knockout.
was, physically smaller than him at the time. Now I'm next to him. He looks smaller than me. You look like a baby compared to me. I know I'm a big dude, so you're in for a rude awakening if you think any of that's gonna work. It kind of showed me that your strength ain't really up there anymore when I seen your last 2 fights with Pitbull and the other dudes. So you're in for some.
Sean Porter echoed that sentiment too, saying, Ryan simply has more talent. And then there's the bigger picture. If Garcia dominates Romero, he doesn't just win a belt, he re-enters the elite conversation. Canelo Alvarez has long held the crown as America's top boxing attraction, but his recent performances have been safe, calculated. Garcia, with his youth, charisma, and willingness to face danger, could become the sport's new frontman.
At the end of the day, I'm just excited to be back in the ring. Rolly's is a pretty good fighter, and I think that this has been a long time coming, and it could set me up really well for the rematch with Haney. But first, I gotta focus on Rolly. So here we are. I'm excited to be back in the ring.
But that ascent begins with Romero. Lose this fight, and everything crashes. The future mega fights, the rematches, the title unifications, they all vanish. That's why this bout is more than a step up, it's a gamble for legacy. And Romero? He's fighting for validation. He's been laughed at, written off, called a meme in boxing circles. A win over Garcia would flip that narrative. Suddenly, he's a top dog in the division. Suddenly, he's no joke. There's also history between them, old sparring sessions that left both men with grudges. Garcia's never forgotten how unorthodox and clumsy Romero was in the gym.
And you actually should be thanking me for the success you've had in your career, because you used me in that sparring match.
Let me ask you a question.
Use those moments. Don't lie. Use those moments.
How many followers did you have at the time we sparred?
What are you talking
like
about?
10K?
I was the most hottest prospect
You were
in
like
the
10K
sport.
followers.
But ever since I
And then aside
but
from
when
that,
I rose
I
rose though, what were you?
I
Were you
didn't-
not bringing that back every time? Hold up, before you talk, because I was on a hot ride. You weren't.
The sparring video you're talking about, it's been everywhere for a while now.
8 years.
Iconic.
That's crazy. A very long time.
It's an iconic
Bro.
video.
Why do you say it's an iconic video?
Just been playing. It's been running for 8 years straight. It's like a TV show that don't want to turn off.
Romero, meanwhile, has always seen Garcia as hype over substance. That adds another layer of fire to an already boiling feud. Even their camps have clashed. Oscar de la Hoya, Garcia's promoter, has gone on record calling this a mismatch. He says Romero is tailor-made for Ryan's speed and power.
Tank Davis said recently that he actually hits harder than you. Do you believe that?
Maybe he does, yeah. He could.
Maybe,
possibly.
no, for sure.
Well, even if he does, bro, it's all about, landing that shot that they don't see. Setting him up for a shot that they don't see. So, that's what power's about.
Shots on you that you didn't see.
Again, 8 years ago, he's talking about. But
you're more experienced than me.
But Romero's team thinks otherwise. They believe Garcia can't handle pressure, that his loss to Tank revealed his limits. Yet what they may be underestimating is growth. That loss humbled Garcia. It stripped him of invincibility but added a layer of grit. Since then, he's been more focused, more deliberate, and hungrier than ever. Fighters coming off losses often come back either broken or better. Garcia appears to be the latter. This is his chance to prove it. Whether it ends in the first round or the 12th, one thing is clear. The Ryan Garcia stepping into the ring against Rolly Romero is not the same kid who lost to Tank Davis. He's got something to prove, and he's not just swinging for victory, he's swinging for legacy.